a big thank you to all the customers that let us do these videos. We always chat to the customers first, and they're more than pleased for the cars to be included. So thank you for all the owners. 575s came out in about 2002 to about 2006, the sort of successor to the 550, which was a very successful car. Surprisingly rare, not that many around, about 150 of these in right-hand drive, so they're quite rare, as opposed to 400 odd, I think, in the 550s. Again, quite a nice evolution, a few little bits inside, some trim changes, slightly more powerful engine. We're up to about 510 horsepower now in one of these, which is no slouch. Slightly different dash layouts. You've got some nice clearer gauges and things. One of the things that does come up on these is the F1 gearbox. Some people love it, some people hate it. It's not that bad. You've got to think that F1 gearboxes have moved on so far now to the speed that the new cars change gear. Sometimes it's hard to go back to where it all started in 355s and these. But technology does think a lot quicker. So it's not fundamentally wrong. It's just the new ones are so much quicker now. But if you understand how they work and you get them set up right, they're okay. Okay, so engine-wise, what can you say about a Ferrari V12? Spectacular engine, really smooth, particularly torquey, these ones. I can't remember the exact figures, but they do pull you like you're being pulled on a bit of elastic. Really good touring car, this. Hydraulic tappets on these, so you don't have to adjust the tappets anymore. So little tweaks of evolution that have come through on these ones. And again, 510 horsepower, that's more than enough to hustle you along. Okay, so inside the boot of these, not the biggest boot in the world. I mean, this one's very nice. You can see it's got all the original tools and toolkit, the wallets and everything, all the history. So you know what I'm like. It's really nice to have all the original stuff. So you've got a reasonable amount of storage space there. But what you have got is the parcel shelf as well. Being a two-seater, you can put some stuff on the parcel shelf. So there is enough bag space to actually go out and use these. And these are very long-legged, these cars. They do sit very well. You can do whole continents in these cars. If you want to go and eat up a whole continent or country, you need a big V12 like this. Things on the outside, you'll notice this one's got the 19-inch wheel upgrade. They did a handling pack on these. Again, some people didn't like it. They did a stiffer anti-roll bar, bigger brakes. Some of the later ones had a GTC handling pack, which had ceramic brakes on it as well, which was real state-of-the-art stuff back in 2000s. So you can get some very rare ones with ceramic brakes, the bigger split rim wheels. Sometimes the handling packs do make them a little bit too tight. It's a bit too rigid. So some customers haven't really liked that, but some people do. It's all personal preference. But all in all, I think the wheels set this one off really nicely. When they get hot, the exhausts actually grow, and owners have commented on this. No, am I seeing something, or has that changed? You'll notice where the tailpipes sit now with the back bumper. When they get hot, the whole system expands, and the tailpipes come out by about 1.5 inches. A whole lot grows. It's weird, but true, and it only does it on 550s and 575s. So one of the things I've spoken about before is the 550 and 575 seats. They are probably the most comfortable Ferrari seat ever made. They're brilliant. And I love these ones. It's a throwback to, there's lots of bits of heritage in this. You've got the Daytona inserts that goes right back to the 70s when these were put in the Daytonas and the Dinos with the holes in, and Ferrari and their heritage, they've carried it through. And that's really cool, really nice feature. Something else that they've done is, back in the 60s, you used to have the little Ferrari and Pininfarina flags on the ashtrays of the silver cars of short wheelbases and four cams and things. And they just carried on that little detail into the later cars, which I think is really nice. 2000s, we had the later immobiliser system, much better than the early 80s stuff that I've joked about before. This was the sort of standard system that was fitted all through 355, 360s, 550s, the standard black one with the red master. So let's see if we can get it running. I love all this. This is, Ferrari are brilliant at their detail. We've got beautiful Connolly leather dashboards that it's carried through for the roof lining and everything. No, the detail they go to. This is really classy and elegant without being over the top. The switching's very simple. You've got what you need without going silly. You've got windows. You've got very sensible heating system. It's Little touches here, like you've got the Ferrari radio, but tucked in behind you've got the CD slot, so you can just put the CDs in. So whilst being modern and accommodating, it's not over the top. You haven't got loads of knobs and buttons. When you look at the dashboard, it's lovely. You've got a great big rev counter in the middle. It's all about the rev counter, and you've got speedos and oil pressures and coolants and stuff, but it's not on overkill. Right, so F1 gearboxes then. Some people have really slaughtered these. Again, if they're set up right, they're not too bad. So we're just moving away gently. And we're already up and running. This is a particularly nice one. We've got quite a bumpy yard going out of our place, and you can hear there's no knocks or clonks or creaks on this one. This is a particularly nice car. It's always a pleasure to go out in. We've already done the wheel nuts, tyre pressures, levels and everything on this. This car's actually been in storage for a while, so it's one of the first times it's been run recently. So it's good to get it out and just run it again. There's something about a V12 bonnet as well. When you've got that V12 engine, you've got a huge bonnet, and it's great to look down on a nice bonnet. Back off a little bit when you pull the pedals, you can get a really smooth gear change. One of the features this has got, you've got sport mode, so you can bring it into sport mode. It sharpens up the suspension, adjusts the shock absorbers, sharpens up the ECU and brings the thing a bit more alive. But you also get lovely blips. Now when you come down, we just come up to a roundabout. Without me doing anything, it's blipping the throttle for you. It sharpened it all up. It's a bit more of a snarly monster now. You can just feel the torque of the engine. It's just pulling you on this wave of torque. More that you can feel the 500 horsepower. I mean, 500 horsepower in a road car is more than enough to hustle things along. Down changes, it's ready. But again, if they're not set up right, they can be a bit jerky. These are very fast cars. You could eat up whole continents in these things. They'll sit at high speed all day, these things. A very pleasant place to be. More than enough horsepower when you turn the taps on. More than you'd expect. Lovely wave of torque that just gives you that sort of, you're in a fast car, you're in something special feeling, which is what you want in a sports car. When you get into your Ferrari, you want to feel like you're in something special, and these just don't disappoint. You can poodle along slowly in it, and it's quite happy. See from this one, we've just come back from road test. We haven't been very far, a few miles, and already the exhausts are probably a good inch longer than they were when we started. Okay, so there you have it, the 575M. I think these are a great car, really good touring car, long legs, and I think value for money wise, I mean, if you look at these are sort of well sub hundreds now, I think it's a complete no-brainer. What you get for the money is astonishing. I think the styling upgrades almost from the 550 with the slightly different headlights, the nice big rev counter in the middle, a few little tweaks that make them look really nice, and the rarity. So really like these cars. As I said earlier, this one has just come out of storage. It is currently available and up for sale at Barkaways. So if you are interested, especially in the very rare colour of the green, give us a call, 01622 872 100. Look forward to speaking to you. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you very much.